You want me to do the intro?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Triforce Podcast. Guess what? This week's going to be 3 hours long because last week was only 40 minutes.
Sips, Lewis gave me permission to do the intro, and then you just step in and do the intro.
Go do it.
Okay, you ready? I've been working on this one.
All right.
Hello and welcome back to the Triforce Podcast.
Hey,
with me, Sips, and Ted.
Hey, what's up?
Can I just please? I've been working on this one all week.
All right,
Okay.
go.
Go for it. No, go for it.
All right. Hey, hi, welcome. Hi, hiya. Hi guys.
Oh shit! I was not expecting that. Oh, that tickled me. Thank you, Pyrion.
Sorry.
Oh man, I'm feeling better this week. I'm feeling good. How
you sound good. You sound better.
Pyrion.
You guys both sound better.
Yep, 100%.
Guess who never got sick the whole fucking time?
You?
That's right. Yeah.
This dad right here.
I wonder why.
This one. This
Is
guy.
it because you live alone in a garage and never go out?
Pretty much, yeah. I had to
You're
go
a
out
bubble
yesterday.
boy.
I had to go out yesterday, and it made me miserable. I was fucking really angry about it.
Who's the bubble boy now?
Me.
Huh?
It's me.
See?
Self-imposed.
The shoe is on the other foot.
Yeah,
the glove
that's
is
right.
on the other hand.
The glove is on the other hand.
Are on the other butt. You know, it's like it's switched. The
Right.
odds have switched. Soon I'll be the one having all the fun and all the babes.
You wish.
Yeah, you're gonna get out there. You're gonna get out there and get all wet with the babes, aren't you? While I'm in here staying
Covered
all
in
dry in
wet-
my garage.
Covered in wet
Sopping wet.
babes.
Babes.
Do you know how many?
That's
How many?
my favorite kind of babe.
The wetter the
Man.
better. Do you know how many women message me on Twitter to say what is Lewis's Tinder profile?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah,
One.
you should see it.
One women's.
fucking
It was
good.
one women's.
What does it say? It says, "Oh, what shit? What's that thing you made me put in it last week?" I can't remember.
I was ill. I can't remember what we told you to do.
No, neither can
I
I.
just feel like something about pedophiles not being cool or something, wasn't it? Pedophiles are not cool.
I'm not sure that's what was in my Tinder profile, but sure. No, we're going to go with that. So welcome back, everybody. So this morning I went to the GYM, the GYM.
How was
Right.
it?
I had. Did I tell you about this? So tell you about this.
Are you yupping it up like hard or what?
Well, listen, Hannah and Shin and a bunch of people in the office go to the gym, and Trot and Katie and everyone's going to the gym all the time. And Humes has been doing it as well. He's been doing it for a couple of months, and it's looking better. So everyone who's done it does look better. And so I thought, being 33 years old, it was about time for me to go to a gym and see if I can get into some form of shape, so I'm not such a weedly puss little tiny PU55Y anymore. I went and I signed up, got a personal trainer, and I went for a meeting with him.
Okay.
And he
I
was
wouldn't
like,
want a dude. I've just got to say, I wouldn't want a dude.
No, man, a dude it would not be for me either.
I would want a
She'd have to be a ripping
in-shape
hot
lady, yeah.
female for me.
with big muscles.
No, just
not big. I mean, I don't want her swole, but I mean,
beautiful
I'm
breasts
not
that I could just get
into-
lost in every
Yeah.
time I go for
and
a personal
big
training
old,
session.
Big old ass.
Right. So hang on, you just
Big
want to
old
watch
titties.
a big old ass jiggle around and not really do anything.
Basically, my personal twerker is what I want. I want her
Yeah,
to
yeah. I
Right.
just want J-Lo to turn up and just twerk me into oblivion
J-Lo.
for half an hour.
Just for a current hot woman reference, J-Lo.
Yeah, sorry. We almost let that one go over our heads, Sips, because we both agreed with it. We were like,
I know,
actually, that works for us. Like, that is a reference. We're old enough that that's just a normal reference
And
to us.
nobody else's booty mattered. It was just
Yeah, it was
J-Lo's. But
J-Lo.
now I guess there's been some replacements. But
There's booties
you know,
everywhere.
whatever. Yeah.
God
So
bless the
the-
future.
The first thing, you know, so we were like chatting away, blah blah blah, like just trying to like feel each other out, like, you know, how much exercise do you do, and
Right.
asking me all these questions, and I was like, well, not very much. I walk into the office, you know, and back, and I eat fairly healthily, and I practice like a bit of yoga sometimes, and he's like, okay, good. And so then he says, like, so what are you trying to achieve?
I want to lift the moon.
Tinder dominance.
And I was like, well, I've got this big fat new girlfriend, and I want to be able to lift her up and throw her around, right? And he just looked at me deadly seriously, like, okay. And I was like, well, no, that was okay, fine, whatever. And so he was like, do you want to do some training today? And this was last week, and I still had like a sore throat, so I was like, oh no, I've got a bit of a sore throat. I've been sucking loads of dicks this week. And again,
You did
looked at
not
me
fucking
deadly
say
serious.
that to him.
He was like, I
You
did say that, and
fucking
he just looked at
didn't.
me. He didn't want to say anything. He was like, I was like determined to make him crack a smile or something, but he didn't. He was
not humor that translates outside
if someone said to me, I've been sucked a lot of
your
dicks.
office filled with man children. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like you can't.
I was testing him, and it wouldn't.
There's a thing here.
What?
There's a thing here. I purposely go out of my way.
He genuinely now believes that I have a big fat girlfriend and I love sucking dick.
I go out of my way not to go out. But the thing is, when I do go out, I'm fully functional. It's fine. I don't make dick jokes to the wrong people. Nothing like that. I'm fine if I get out there. I don't want to go out there. You, on the other hand, have to force your fucking self to go out there. And then when you do go out there, all you do is start making fucking dick jokes to the wrong people. What the fuck is your problem?
So today, right? Today, he made me go on this cycle machine, which was like really, really tough, like interval training. Like I only did it for like 3 minutes because basically, like the only session I've done is the first one, which was today, and it was basically just like, are you a noodle arm? Yes. Okay. You can't like lift this. You can't do this. Like we're gonna have to work on this, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay. And so he puts me on this like bike, and I did some training, and I was like, I was absolutely dead.
Yeah.
Okay. I walked in today like a baby deer, just like staggered into the office, like feeling like, oh my God, I'm dead. I had to like lie down. That's why I'm late to the recording. So I got home. I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. And so he, at the end of the practice, he said to me like, when was the last time you got a workout like that? And I was like, when I banged your mum last night.
Okay, I know that you're lying now. There's no fuck.
Again, like, it was like, as soon as I said it, I realized that.
There's no fucking way you did.
I genuinely said
There's
this to him.
There's no way that you're that socially retarded. It's impossible.
I thought he would be fine with it, like cracking a smile.
What made you think that? I mean, me and Flex aren't even laughing at those.
Was it because the first couple of jokes went so well and his stony face, you thought, I must break him with constant jokes about dicks and his mum, and eventually he'll go, you know what, I can't keep it professional anymore.
There's no fucking way. Either that, or you're the guy I read about. You're the guy I read about that has like early onset dementia and is having a weird fucking time of it, and you're gonna die in like a year, man.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I am gonna not change. I am gonna carry on trolling the fuck out of this guy until he snaps.
Dude, that's not trolling though. That's just being a cunt.
What's the difference, Sips? Like, it's the same for me. I think it's hilarious.
I think some people are endearing with it, and other people, unfortunately, are just cunts when they do it.
Well, Sips, I don't give a fuck. I'm loving being a cunt right
now.
Wow.
So more power to you, man.
You know what this is about? If I was a psychologist, and I fancy myself as a qualified psychologist with no training, but I have a PhD in pain and
PhD
life.
Flax.
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah. PH Flax is here. Highest pH around. Right. I'm completely alkaline. Anyway, I was
14.
A pH 14. That's how
the IQ of a 14-year-old.
Nice.
So here's what I think. That this guy has intimidated you, Lewis, because he's buff and swole, and now he is super swole. He's in control
he's like
in this situation.
Rugby boy. He's got like tattoos.
Are you jealous? Are you actually jealous of him?
He's lashing out like an infant. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to make inappropriate jokes that you're not going to laugh at. That's what this is. Infantile.
No. Well, no. Look, he's a very nice gentleman. Okay, but maybe I do feel a bit threatened. Maybe I'm feeling a bit old, a bit like past. Maybe he's got this little kind of eye on me that I'm not going to be able to handle it because I'm like an old man.
You did the classic, didn't you? You're gearing up to do the classic, aren't you?
What?
Your jealousy and your envy is going to be so severe with this guy because he's buff. He's got tattoos and stuff, and he works out a lot and everything.
God, am I going to turn into Anakin?
No. What you're going to do is one day you're going to turn up, and this is going to be all planned way ahead of time. And he's going to be like, "All right, hotshot, hop up on that bike." And you'll be like, "Yeah, okay, fine." You hop up on the bike, and then like a piece of paper falls out of your pocket, and it opens up on the ground. You're like, "Oh shit, I dropped something. Let me just pick that up." And he gets a look at it. And it's a printout of your YouTube channel and the views that you got for the month previous. And then you look at him and you're like, how do you like them apples? And he looks at you and he's like, your mama. And then that's it. It goes full circle.
And then you kiss and you just get on with it.
He becomes the child who's lashing out and you've taken the upper hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I meet people, okay, I don't know if you ever do this, and you can kind of quickly tell that they're a fan.
Okay. Of what?
Of me, of the Yogscast, of like sometimes it's mostly at somewhere like Insomnia.
Yeah.
Okay, like somewhere
an event where people go to seek you out because you're on the bill as a ticket seller.
Okay, maybe not Insomnia, maybe like a gaming event,
right?
Maybe like a new game coming out or something like that. Maybe where I'm not necessarily like a big deal, but you know, I talk to someone and you can just see it in their eyes.
Yeah.
They
know
the way they look at you. They're like, oh, this guy, I know that. I obviously, you know, I used to listen to the Yog Pod back in the day. I used to play WoW.
When I was 10 years old and I liked Minecraft. Now that I'm 25, it's not the case so much. But
see, this is the thing about Tinder, right? I feel like some of the people that I've chatted to on Tinder might actually know who I am. Not many. But
how old are these people, though? And are they lying about their age?
Well, the thing is, we did a poll lately that actually shows that our audience is a lot older than you might think. Like, because someone posted on subreddit, didn't they? Like I'm 24 and I'm like too old for the Yogscast or whatever. And it was a massive thread because it was like, oh, I'm a 45-year-old mom and I listen to it, and and I'm like a 6-year-old managing director. I listen to it, blah, blah, blah. It was like much more mature folks than we realize, especially this podcast. I think this podcast has a much higher age audience than you guys think.
Did you send a copy of those stats to Duncan? Because dude is spamming out Minecraft like there's no tomorrow. Like it's 2011 right now.
Well, we were actually getting a kick out of that Minecraft. Me and Shin have played a bit of Minecraft mod pack as well lately. Like we don't choose to play it because it's popular, or it's because it's not actually Minecraft. We choose to play it because it's actually like the mod packs and stuff are actually fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been playing it for a long time, so it would be a bit like if Dota stopped being popular, I'd still play the shit out of Dota. Like, I've been playing it a lot lately. Yeah. So it's not like the popularity. I mean,
you know a lot of the games we play, I play fucking Colonization and like weird
Colonization's
shit.
a classic, though.
That's a great game, man. I love that game. I used to play. I played that for hours and hours and hours when I was at university. Is when that came out.
Wait, no, it didn't. The first Colonization came out like, was it 97? It had to have been earlier than that.
Yeah. Well, PFAX.
I was at university.
PFAX had got his PhD in psychology.
All right, it came out in 1994, so it was out. But that was I was at university in 1995.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds about when I was playing it as well.
So it was re-released in 1995, and I didn't have a computer until then. I had got a computer at university for work and stuff, and obviously I just played Football Manager or Championship Manager it was back then, and Colonization.
Man, I remember playing Colonization when I was like pretty young, but like maybe I'm misremembering. But I remember being like 12 or something when it came out.
Anyway, like it's not a great game.
It is a great game.
What are you fucking talking about, bitch?
Well, I wouldn't be playing it if it wasn't a great game. But I mean, we're up to like 20 episodes out so far on the channel, and it's getting very micromanaged heavy. It's showing its age, is what I'm saying. Like, you know, there's been so much innovation since.
There's hard to automate stuff, isn't it?
Some games don't sort of age well, but I mean, the whole pixel graphics are back in vogue. Definitely, it feels like
it's a beautiful game.
The music is so good too. The good old like colonial Canadian music.
Where were you guys all my life? Honestly, I love you so much, you guys. You're just saying everything that's in my brain. I want to hug you. I want to hug you right now. So it was Duncan's birthday yesterday.
Right.
Happy birthday, Duncan. How old was he?
He was 30, the big
wow.
But he sort of kept it quite quiet. And the way I found out was on Reddit. Someone posted, happy birthday, Duncan. And I was like, oh, shit. Is it actually his birthday? So I texted him. I was like, is it actually your birthday? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh. I'll get you something. So I got him like a little present, and I got him a card.
Nice. You should have got him a gym membership for the one that you're going to.
He's already got a gym membership. He's been doing the gym.
Nice.
Yeah, he goes a couple of times a week, trying to get himself a little bit.
Get trim.
You have to when you're over 30. Welcome to the post 30 club.
Yeah.
Or well, you two are getting towards the next tier. Yeah. You've upgraded.
Well, I'd say that Pyrion's already at the next tier, being 40 and all.
Yeah. So I bought him a nice card. I spent a little bit of time writing a nice message.
Right.
Just a little heartfelt bit of love.
Yeah, what'd you put in there? Roses are red, violets are blue. I love you, Duncan.
Please eat my ass.
Eat my ass.
Or I will slap you.
And eat my poo.
Eat my ass. That's it.
That's what I put in all my Valentine's messages.
That's good.
No, so it's like it was a nice message, and then like I realized it was so nice that I had to like end it with like Lewis in brackets not gay. I had to write that.
Just in case there was any question.
I felt like it was coming across a bit gay, so I needed to like just add not gay at the end to make sure that there was no confusion over the issue. Because otherwise, I'm such an attractive, virile 33-year-old
gym goer. He's getting into shape.
He's going now. I can add.
He's getting tight and trim now at the gym, and he's.
I really don't want to go back. Actually, partly because I don't think this relationship's going to work out.
No. I think
I feel like maybe I need
a lot of money that you've ruined this.
I feel like your icebreakers maybe need some work. Yeah.
I was like, can we do some upper body stuff? And he was like, no, we're just going to do squats. I was like, oh, okay. So we did a lot of squats. So maybe he's punishing me? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it sounds like he might be, actually. Squats is usually not something that they make you do too many of unless they have some burning hatred for you deep down inside.
Yeah, so maybe that is it. So what you guys been up to this week? Anything happening with boring dad life?
My kids were
kid-related
sick.
School events, like parties?
Yeah, today actually it's World Book Day, as Sips reminded me when we started, which is
World
great.
Book Day,
which is
that's right.
All the kids basically bring a book into school, although we bloody forgot, so I have to take one in later. They bring a book into school and donate it to the school to build the library up, and just as a way of sort of sharing books and stuff. And they can wear something from a movie, like a character from a movie. They dress up as a character.
It's meant to be from a book,
right? From a book.
Yeah.
I just thought of Harry Potter, and I thought movies because I just recently saw the movies.
Harry Potter's
They were
fine.
fairly famously books, weren't they? The Harry Potter books. Anyway,
absolutely. Yeah.
So for my daughter's school, they didn't go. It wasn't about dressing up as characters from books. It was about wearing your pajamas because it's like bedtime stories. So they all went into school in their pajamas, all the kids this morning.
Okay.
Oh,
and
nice.
I said to my wife, she's going to freeze. She's going to freeze. It's like, it's bloody cold out. She's like, it's all right. I'm going to stick like long socks on her and a vest and everything. So they're just wearing pajamas all day in school, which I think is hilarious. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what
we used to do that at school. Sometimes.
I wish I could just wear pajamas in the office.
I'm wearing pajamas right now, motherfucker.
Oh, are you? No way.
Yeah.
What kind of pajamas you got? Have you got like the ones where the crotch just hangs open like a proper dad old dad?
Fuck. I sleep in my boxers. I'm just wearing track pants
Does the crotch
and a
hang
t-shirt.
open in your boxers when you
why would the crotch hang open in my boxers?
I just imagined that being a thing.
It's got a button. Like every pair of boxers has buttons.
Yeah, but they're old and the buttons popped off and your dick just... No, man.
My boxers aren't old. I got a strict policy. Socks and boxers, I replace them like on the regular, 6 months. I don't let the elastics go, nothing. I get new ones. I'm like the John Travolta of the Uggs cast. I fucking change up my clothes all the damn time. You know, John Travolta wears like Armani shirts on set, and he changes every hour, and he just throws it in the garbage.
No, he doesn't.
He does, man.
No,
the guy owns
doesn't.
a plane. Okay, he does. I read it. I read about it.
In what?
He's on set. He wears only Armani shirts on set, and every hour he changes and he throws it out.
Yeah,
why?
It's true.
Because he's John Travolta.
Yeah, but that's that's ridiculous.
He's John Travolta.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would look at myself and think, this is ridiculous.
He doesn't look he's a Scientologist. He doesn't care.
He gets very sweaty. He gets very sweaty very quickly. So it's just cheaper, I guess.
I reckon he
Yeah,
stinks.
I think he's a really sweaty guy.
It's a hygiene. It's a hygiene thing. Right?
I've seen Battlefield Earth, which is one of the best bad movies ever made.
It's total
It
garbage.
is so amazing. I could watch that movie every day.
Was
he
he sweating a lot in it?
He plays one of the aliens. And there's
it's the Scientology movie. You know that?
It's yes. I
It's
was
Scientology,
obsessed
the
with
movie.
Scientology for a while. It's so fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating.
Are you a Scientologist? Would you join the Scientologist movement?
No.
Why?
It's laughable. What do you mean?
But it's like science religion. It's like a science religion. It's religion for scientists. It's cool.
Is it really?
No.
No, exactly.
Dumb.
And that's the point. I think it's hilarious. And I used to read an awful lot about it. Do you remember Something Awful was really big on Scientology back in the day because it was new, wasn't it? And it was like a big thing. And they would like debate the Scientologists and stuff like that. But to me, it's absolutely fascinating that it's stuck around. I kind of thought it would peter out by now, but it goes to show what Americans with money and a lot of lawyers are capable of. They're capable of an awful lot. So well done, America. Well done. You created Scientology, and it's sticking around.
America.
And you managed to make a movie so bad that I love it. I love the bit where he shoots the cow's legs off with his gun. is just magical. His weird accent that he puts on. A man animal giving orders to a cyclo. That'll be the day.
Oh my god!
Pow!
That fucking reminds me. I played Black Wake yesterday with Shin. I hadn't tried it yet, and the voice emotes when you're Navy in that game are fucking incredible. Like,
it looks fun.
To,
is it good?
You have to check it out.
Okay.
It's really cool.
It's clunky as shit, but yeah, it's pretty fun.
I like clunky. Clunky but fun.
If you've always dreamed of serving as a crew member on a ship,
I love that.
It's good. Yeah, you literally have to put the gunpowder in the cannon, then you have to put like the cannonball in the cannon, then you have to use the ramrod on the cannon, then you got to push the cannon like into position, and then you got to light it and fire it and stuff. Like, there's lots of little things. It's cool. It's pretty fun.
It sounds awesome.
It's clunky though, like it's pretty early alpha or whatever.
I honestly don't mind if it's early alpha. Like, I mean, most of the games I play now are early alpha. Like, we were talking about Oxygen Not Included. It's really
yeah. Well, this
build.
is because every game now is early access. Like,
I think the ones that are doing something interesting, and I know people have a problem with the whole early access thing, and I definitely have an issue with games that stay in early access for 5 years, which is ridiculous. But I get it. Like, they want to try something a bit out there. There's too much of a gamble to just make this game, complete it, and release it. It's a huge. I mean, nowadays games are so complicated, and people expect so much. Just like Lewis was saying, with colonization, the simplicity of that game compared to if that game came out now, people would say it's fun, but it's really simplistic.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got a lot of nostalgia for me. So when you have a
That's
game,
it. Yeah.
I mean, when you have a game like, for instance, Oxygen Not Included, which is quite a complicated game already. Like, there's quite a lot to think about, and you've got to worry about gas pressure and temperature and all this kind of stuff. And as you play the game, you start to realize there's actually quite a bit of depth, and you start planning ahead and thinking, okay, how am I going to get that slime from there to here? And I haven't got the space to have a special room for this. Like, I've now come across so many awful things that have happened to my colonies that I start to plan ahead. You know.
It's good, but it is like in its current iteration or whatever. Yeah. It is limited. You'll still get like about 20, 30 hours out of it easy and enjoy it. But you will get to a point where you realize, hang on a second, no matter what I do, this map, the way that they've designed the map for this phase of the alpha or early access or whatever means that it's super limited. You're not going to be able to push further. You like some people have dug all the way down to magma or whatever.
Okay.
And there are ways of recreating water once you've run out with steam and stuff. It's like, I don't think it's intended by the devs for you to be able to do that as like a long-term thing.
Okay.
People just done it because they want to just push the alpha like
as far as they can,
or the early access as far as they can. But there's definitely things where you can tell that the devs have just said, okay, we're going to make them run out of this so that they just can't keep playing or whatever.
I guess the general feeling with early access, I feel like it's like an unsatisfying sandwich. 1/4 of a slice of bread, a bit of mayo, and like a smell of bacon. When it come back in like 2 years, and we'll add some lettuce, mayo, tomato, actual bacon.
Well,
I think, and put the other bit of bread on. But until then, all you're gonna get is like this half-assed thing. And do you know what? Actually, everyone seems to really like the one slice of bread, bit of mayo, smell of bacon so much that, do you know what? We don't want to fuck it up. We don't want to add the other bread slice and bacon and the lettuce and tomato. Do you know what? We'll just leave it as it is. It's made enough money. Fuck it. That's early access in a nutshell. You never get the whole fucking sandwich.
Early access. That's the worst of early access.
That exists. I don't think that encompasses
let me give you. I'm
going
to just run through my library, okay? And I'm going to look at the games that were early access.
I agree. Like, I agree what you're saying about novel things, but it is like a taster. It feels like you're going to a tasting thing, and you get a little taste of what and it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's like novel and it's okay, and maybe that's all we need from games now. I don't know. It's not included. It's fine. It's
Battle
good.
Brothers, for example, is a game that was early access. I mean, I really enjoyed that game. That's really good, and that's going to go into like
Battle Brothers.
Yeah. It's a little tile-based, sort of hex-based. You have a little mercenary band, and you stroll around having fights. The fights are quite brutal and quite vicious, and it's quite a sort of tactical game. And you've got to, move your guys right, and you've got to manage your weaponry and stuff like that, and they get levels and skills. That's a fun little game.
I'm buying it.
And that was earlier. It's great.
We'll do a one
It's really fun. It's very hard, but it's great. Death Road to Canada. Have you played that?
Oh yeah, I played that.
That's a lot of fun. That's a fun little game, and that was early access, I think. Faster Than Light. I'm pretty sure I got an early access version of that.
FTL has done so well.
And that's a classic game.
I don't think that counts. That's such a
classic game. It's classic game. Oxygen not included early access. I think it's really good. I mean, my kids love it. My kids love it.
Do they? Oh god.
I think Oxygen included is good for what it is now, and it'll get better.
I hope it will.
They'll definitely add some better stuff to it.
Lest we forget, RimWorld. There's an example for your ass. All right, that's a game. It's a very small dev team, and the guy's able to do it, and people love it. And he's very interactive with the community and stuff, and I really like that. Now, I think if he'd gone away and finished this game over the course of like multiple years or whatever, first of all, it never would have got made because it's too much of a commitment to do that. And also, if you've got to keep plugging away with something and you don't know how it's going to be received, and then you put it out and everyone's like, don't like it, then you're like, I wasted 4 years of my life.
I think that's where early access works well. Like Subnautica's like that too, if you've ever played that. It came out, it was pretty limited, but they've got a roadmap, they've got regular dev updates and stuff. Yeah. It's going to be early access for a long time still, but it's updated regularly, and the updates that they're putting in are good. You know, they get feedback from the community, they listen to the community, they put stuff in, you know what I mean? It's like, I think when early access is at its best, you're investing in the game that you want.
Absolutely.
And you potentially have a say in how that game is going to be through feedback and stuff like that. Yeah,
when you see the developer say, you know what, you're right. Yeah. We'll change it. That's perfect. Or you see the next patch features things that people suggested. I mean, a responsive dev team is people's wet dream when it comes to games, because in the olden days there was no fucking responsive dev team. No. If the game sold, that was it. You could complain until you blew in the face and nobody gave a shit. It's like, nope, this is the decision we've made. That's it.
Yeah. It's interesting, but
I think we've done both sides of that argument pretty nicely, actually.
I think it definitely has its flaws, but when it works, it works pretty well.
Yeah, I'm always going to play devil's advocate though. Like,
oh no, it's your job.
I mean,
absolutely.
I buy all the early access games I play them. I get a lot of kicks out of a lot of them as well. So like, I'm on the fence really. Yeah. So I can see both sides. Definitely, there is that one extreme side, and there's the other extreme side.
Daisy.
Hey, listen. Another thing that I did recently that leads on to something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope you don't mind.
No.
I had to take my car in to the mechanics again.
Classic.
Recently.
I had to take my bike in and get.
Hold on. This is a car, Lewis.
Go on.
All right? This is a car. Family car. This is a dad's car.
The window wipers stopped working. Yeah. In the middle of the rain, okay? I'm driving home, and then like all of a sudden the wipers are just stuck. I'm like, oh shit. So I take it in, and I'm like, yeah, the wipers like aren't working for whatever reason. So they take a look, and they're like, oh yeah, wear and tear. This like little hinge thing broke or whatever. I have to order a new one from France. It's a Renault, and it'll be down in a few days, and then we can fit it. And I was like, okay. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be like $250 though. It's like, oh, okay. Fine, whatever. Like, can I have a service on it at the same time, sort of thing, like two birds with one stone? And they're like, yeah, okay, sure. So the thing comes in, they do the work, they do the service and stuff, and they're like, you need some new brake pads because yours are like they're running out of juice or whatever. So they're like, okay, fine. So all this stuff had to happen to the car. The car's fine now, by the way, in case you're wondering. It's running like a dream. But that's it now. I'm not having anything else done to this car, okay? Because it's like a 17-year-old car. It's an okay car. Like I'm not too attached to it or whatever. But man, I'm not paying any more money to keep this car on the road.
Is this the dad van?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you drive me around. It's just had like 2 babies worth of puke like splashed around it for years.
Poop everywhere, and there's just like really garbage all over it. Yeah. So I was like, when I took it in for a service, I was in the showroom.
Fuck me, what's happened in here? No, you were in the showroom. Okay.
There's like a finger on the floor,
a chocolate finger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Delicious.
So I'm in the showroom, and I'm just looking around, and like I've never bought a new car before in my life. Like I remember my parents bought one when I was young, and we had to like go to all these fucking dealerships and look around and stuff. It's pretty boring. So I was looking around.
Like you're in some sort of glamorous Hollywood movie. It's like a kid like who's just won the lottery, and he's like looking at Porsches, except for it's you in a dad van shop.
No. It's like looking at fucking like the Renault budget line, like the Dacias. They're like brand new for like $7,000. I was looking at those, and they're like they're okay. And I'm just looking around, thinking like, okay,
get a second hand.
When the time comes, like what am I gonna get? Like I'll start looking around and stuff, and then in the corner, all by itself, with like fucking cobwebs on it. Nobody wants to even go to that corner of the store. There's a fully fucking electric car. And I'm sitting here thinking, holy shit, this like it's powered by electricity. Like I wouldn't need to go to the gas station ever again, nothing. And so I'm looking at this car and I'm thinking like, okay, you know, what are the drawbacks to this? Because it's not the norm, right? Like, where am I going to fucking charge it up when it needs to be charged up? Mm-hmm. You know, how far can I go without charging it up again and stuff? So I look at this car, I'm looking into it, and I got home and I went on the internet.
Bear in mind you're in Jersey, so the fact is you're never going to be driving to Scotland, are you?
But listen to this, okay? You can get a thing. Okay, you can just plug it into like a normal plug at home. You can charge up your fucking car at home.
Yeah.
Like overnight, okay?
Yeah.
So you can get it on like its own circuit if you want as well. And so like I can put a thing out in the driveway where I can just plug the car in, charge it up overnight. And while you're driving, the kinetic energy from braking charges up the battery as well. It's fucking crazy. And it's got like a 250-mile range. So like you can't go like
how many
further
laps
than that
is that?
without
like that's like 25 laps of the island, isn't it? Or something?
Exactly.
Do it.
So I'm fucking thinking like, holy shit, man, I'm going to get an electric car. Like I'm going to be fucking like the first person I know to go fully electric. I never have to go to a shitty gas station again. I'm just going to charge up my car at home overnight.
Yeah,
like I charge my phone.
And your vibrating butt plug.
It's not going to make any fucking noise. I'm going to hit everybody. All those old grannies who are waiting for like some loud ass engine. Nope. The old stealthy Magoo here is going to fucking run you over if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Here's if you're going to get a brand new car, let me just tell you, you can get a Mercedes-Benz 3.5 litre convertible.
Oh.
Right? It's only got 50,000 on the clock. It's a hell of a runner. It's a beautiful car. Full mods, inside out, leather, forget about it.
What's happened?
Right.
It's a beautiful motor, right? Stunning condition. Yours.
Yeah, you like fucking Frank.
$5,000.
You're like Frank Butcher from EastEnders at the used car lot, just trying to fucking...
I love it. I love
You're trying to shift
cars.
it, P-Flax? Is it a good runner?
I mean, I don't have to sell it. I'm not, I'm not pushing you. I'm just saying this is a beautiful motor. I only came in last week. 55, mate. It's an automatic 3.5 petrol engine, 2006 convertible, brand new
What's
tyres,
the
MOT.
service history?
Full service history.
Owners?
3 owners. 3 careful lady owners, yeah?
Right, okay.
Beautiful. Heated seats, climate controls, cruise control, electric driver's seat, electric passenger seat, full memory in the seats, in-car entertainment, radio, CD, it's got full airbags and all that for the kids and all that, But it's,
I heard
only
the word
a 2-door.
electric a lot. Does it also have an electric engine?
No, it's full petrol, mate. You want that electrical nonsense? You fuck off back to Brussels, wanker.
It's not diesel, is it? Not diesel.
No, mate. Fuck diesel. It's petrol.
No.
Hey, what's going on with diesel now? Everybody's saying like it's bad and it's being banned, like emissions and shit.
Yeah, because originally it was like meant to be.
People go back and forth.
It was meant to be the good one.
Is it because it's cheaper? Well, apparently it's not much cheaper anymore.
It used to be a lot cheaper, and so when they made some diesel cars, they made them a lot more efficient, and so they were. It was a thing for a few years, wasn't it? That diesel was the way, but now,
man, I'm always ultra cynical about like the automotive industry and like the shit that happens, because fuck me, like the fucking... I remember being a kid and going to like this like science fair or whatever, and they were talking about electric engines like back then, and like hydrogen engines or something.
I love
and
how
like
you basically equate electric engines with the future. I think you basically think it's gonna have a testicle on top of it and it'll make your hair go up.
Oh man, but like,
I love it that you're excited about it. It's great.
It's been around for so long, and they've done everything they can to prevent it from coming about, because they just want to fucking sell gas like all the time, and it's crazy. It's just nuts. It's really nuts. I literally remember being like a 10-year-old kid and seeing this technology, and they were talking about it, and they're saying like, just think, in the future, we're never going to burn fossil fuels again. We're going to be driving electric cars and stuff. This is like fucking 20 years ago. Like still we're not there. What the fuck is going on? So I'm going to buy an electric car.
Is this the Renault Zoe, ZOE that you're looking at?
Yes. Yeah, that's the exact one.
Well, because obviously you're basically in France, aren't you? Like
it's like
Jersey.
top of the fucking range. It's like the Rolls Royce of electric cars right now.
Yeah, the thing about Jersey that I like is that because it's so close to France, it feels like sometimes the people, like the whoever's in charge, the Council of Elders of Jersey have got together and be like,
It's the Grand Wizard.
Well, does England want to sell us out their cars or does France? And then like France come over and like, hey, hello, we got some Renault.
Oh, yes.
Welcome. And so
Renault.
And you're like, oh, you want to buy electric? It's fully electric, up to 250 miles range.
You should get it, Sips. Like, if you don't need the mileage, then why the hell not?
I'm fully fucking gonna get it.
Have you seen where it plugs in? Like,
yes,
it plugs into the front, like the bonnet, like the Renault sign, like swings back, and it looks like it comes out of its nose.
It's fucking great, man. It's just like, you know, when your phone is running out of juice, and you're like, I'm just gonna charge it up overnight. How much electricity is left in the car, honey? Just charge it up overnight. All right, plug it in. Cool, done. I just think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I just think it's really exciting.
I've noticed, like as we've looked around, we were looking at buildings, and a lot of the buildings, not a lot, but quite a few of the buildings we looked at, I noticed had like a couple of hybrid like or charge points like outside. So you know, obviously people used electric cars to drive into work or whatever.
At some point,
had there a point or two. You know, there was like. Yeah, it's cool. It's like
I think it's pretty cool.
Go
it's
for it, Sips.
There's charge points in some of like the parking lots and stuff, but you'd never be over here. It's such a small island. You'd never be so far from home that you couldn't just get home and just fucking have a cheeky little lunchtime charge or something like that.
You know the way you have those special batteries for your phone that you can whack in and get an extra few hours charge out. There'll be like a little
briefcase.
Yeah, a little briefcase that you can just you pop it in the car and it keeps it charged for ages. You plug it in, it'll get you like 20 miles or something like that.
Man, just fucking push it. If you run out of juice, just push your car to like a hill and then just fucking brake your way down it and give yourself.
How is that not the case for any car?
Charge to get some.
No, because the brakes charge the battery.
You just brake. You brake on your way down, and you'll charge up the battery a bit.
It's not like a dynamo that powers your lights on a bicycle.
All right, Einstein. Okay, look, I was just getting excited. Right. I was just, I'm filling up the column of pros, and that could potentially be a fun pro.
So now we know what Sips's dream car is, right? That's your dream car. What's your dream car, P-Flex? Is it like a lovely new Mercedes-Benz, or like maybe a big Lexus, or maybe like a Rolls?
I'm not into like the Mercedes and stuff like that. I've always liked Audis. I really like the way they look. But my favorite car I had was a Saab 9.3, which was a beautiful car. It wasn't a 93. It was just called a Saab 9.3. It might have been a 93. But I bought it for second hand for like £2,000. This thing was so fast. I loved this car. I absolutely loved it. It was beautiful air conditioning. At the time, it's like CD changer and all the rest of it. Oh. And I've never had a car since that. Like the thing with Saabs is that I find a lot of cars, like when I get a hire car when we go on holiday, the windows are also teeny tiny. Like I feel I feel like I'm in a little tiny box with no.
Every time I rent a car, it's a Nissan. Every fucking time.
I just hate those tiny windows.
What's the deal with Nissan? Like, is it just like
I don't get it.
It's like the rental car's wet dream to just have a full fleet of Nissans or something.
They must be cheap.
They're okay, but fuck me. Like, give me something different once in a while.
A BMW. We've hired like Mercedes and stuff because a lot of the rental places, if you're getting a 4-door car or a 5-door with the boot and everything, you get one of those bigger ones. They'll upsell you to a Mercedes or a BMW. You're like, yeah, all right, we're on holiday, way. So we've got like these nice cars, and the thing is, the windows on them are fucking tiny. They really are. The rear window is like a letterbox, and the front windscreen is like smaller. The Saab had a huge windscreen front and back, and had so much more vision. I like to see around the car. So ideally, my dream car would be a bubble car, like just a dome on top of a very flat car. So I have total vision.
Like one of those things in Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
sphere. It's a glass sphere.
And I'm on a raised chair with the driving on a really high column, like a really long steering column with the steering wheel on top. And I get total vision.
No, it's controlled by the South Park dildo up the ass thing.
I've seen that episode.
Yeah. It's controlled by that. So,
nice.
What was your car history then, P-Flex? What did you start with?
My first car.
What did you learn in?
I learned in like a Kia Pride. This was back in Plymouth, which was a 0.6 litre engine.
It's like a lawnmower kind of.
It literally was.
thing.
And going up the hill, Plymouth is very hilly. And doing hill starts and that was very good practice because you had to floor it in first just to get up the hills sometimes because this engine was so weak. And my driving instructor was quite a big lad, which didn't help. So we drove around Plymouth in this thing, and it was a nightmare. And he was a decent instructor, but it took a lot of lessons because he was never happy. He was like, never happy with pretty much anything I did. And at one point, this guy cut me up, and because I braked, my driving instructor was very angry with me. I was like, "What are you angry with me for?" The guy cut me up. He goes, "Oh, they're always going to do that. You're a learner." I was like, "All right, cheers for being on my side, dude. Jesus."
Man.
So then I didn't pass in Plymouth because I stopped taking the lessons because I didn't like the guy, and I realized what's the point? Like I can't afford a car. I'm broke as fuck. So when I got back to Bournemouth. My dad was like, he sent me some money from the States. He was like, you got to learn to drive. You're a man. So I was like, all right. So I took some lessons.
I'm disappointed in you, son.
It's because my wife, she could drive and I couldn't. So she was like, we can't afford a car anyway.
She was wearing the boots in that relationship.
She was the boot wearer. So I was like, right, fuck it, I'm going to learn to drive. So I met this lad. He was a real geezer. All we did on the driving, he was a young guy. All he did was slag off his ex-wife. I'm not kidding.
I thought you were going to say what he did was donuts.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be
Donut
amazing.
training.
Right, pull into his car park.
we're going to do some donuts again today.
Donuts, mate. Whey! That'd be incredible.
Right, that's your hour up. We've done an hour of donuts. See you next week.
You're really getting there with the donuts. Getting that burnout as well. Getting there.
I tell you what, once you could do a donut, you could do all the other stuff. Don't worry about it.
But he was good, and I passed, and then we obviously couldn't afford a car, moved up to London, didn't need a car, and then for my 30th birthday, Mrs. F said, we should get a car. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So she said, I'm going to buy you a car for your birthday, I'm going to give you 200 quid, and you go and find a car, and I'll pay 200 quid for it. I was like, all right, sweet. So, because, we were pretty broke back then, so 200 quid, and I found a car in Kew, just down the road from where we are, really. And it was a 1986 Volkswagen Golf.
Nice.
That had been, oddly enough, owned by a woman that lived on Jersey, Sips.
Wow.
And she had sold it to this guy for like 50 quid, and he'd driven it back to London to sell it for 200 quid. I was like, all right, whatever. So I went to see it. It had quite a bit of mold on it.
Right.
It had like hardly any miles on it. Because
Jersey.
Yeah, it had been, he said it's honestly... Jersey's very small. It's like this old lady that had the car. She hardly drove it, hence the mold. But do
you know her name?
The engine's fine.
Might
I
know
don't,
her.
but I bet he probably
probably
does.
my mum.
But it was apparently lived in her shed, like in Jersey for
do you remember that?
for a
Do you remember
long
that
time.
car? That car, Tips? It's on
The shed. Oh, shed car. Yeah, of
Did
course.
you see the moldy Volkswagen?
It was maroon.
Yeah, God, yeah, man. We talk about it often. Actually, it's like the place isn't the same without it.
No,
It was
It's
honestly,
really
I'm sorry.
brightened up
It was
the
a
place.
historic piece of Jersey, and I bought it for 200
was,
quid. So
yeah,
when I went to pick
yeah.
it up, because I'd never bought a car before or owned a car, so I didn't really know what I was looking for. And he was like watching me look around the car. And I'm just doing that sort of peeking at things and kicking the tire and knocking the bonnet like I know what I'm doing.
like tapping all
And
the
then he
rust
was-
off of
yeah,
it.
I was like, this seems fine. He was like, right, now a few things. The all the internal stuff,
Brakes
like,
don't work.
no, the brakes are fine.
Electronics don't
Unfortunately,
work.
like the AC and all that kind of stuff, the defogging, all that doesn't work. One of the windscreen wipers doesn't really work, but it's fine. I was like, okay.
An old lady
that's good.
died in this car.
Yeah.
It's haunted.
The dead body is in the back seat. You can't touch it. Part of the vehicle. Literally,
Yeah.
it's been molded
It's
into the.
historic.
It's rotted into the seat.
It's listed.
So it wouldn't start when I went to buy it. All right, it would not start, and he had to get another battery.
It's a good sign.
And jumpstart the car, and then I had to drive it home. And he was like,
Nice.
just drive it around a bit and you'll charge the battery up. I was like, okay. So off I went, and that was my car. We had it for a couple of years. It was an automatic. It was beautiful. It was a great little car. We went all over the place in
I
it.
feel like it was like a sort of a rescue car.
Yeah, it was,
now.
yeah.
Like you saved it from a
It's like a
scrap heap.
greyhound.
It tried to kill me.
Yeah.
It did try
Like a
to
little
kill me.
whippet.
Well, we were coming. I
Well,
was coming
all
home.
good rescue pets try and kill you at
Eventually,
some
it
point.
turned on me. We were coming around this roundabout. It was heavy traffic. This is rush hour traffic, all right? And I'm in this piece of shit old car, and it just died. It just stopped in the middle of the roundabout. Really busy
Shit.
roundabout. And this is like a dual carriageway, and I'm on the roundabout, and I'm trying to get into the right-hand lane of the roundabout, the inside lane, so I can pull off to the right. And it just stopped across 2 lanes. Right? People are going absolutely mad. This guy screeches to a halt behind me, starts hammering on his horn, and I'm like waving my arms in the air, doing the old I don't know what the problem is kind of sign. And he gets out of the car, he like slams his car door like he's going to absolutely tear my head off, like this suit-wearing twat in a Porsche. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? You're holding up the traffic. I was like, do you think I would sit here if I didn't have to? Like, I'm not doing this by choice. The car has died. He was like, well, call the fucking police. I was like, I am literally dialing them now. It would be quicker if you didn't get in my face about it. So I called the police and I said, what's happening? And they were like, well, all right, you've broken down. Can you just move the car? I was like, no, I can't get out of the car. There's like cars whizzing all around me. I'm on a dual carriageway.
Man, you should have phoned the police. You should have been like, yeah, I'm phoning them right now. And then like when they answer, you've been like, hi, I'm being harassed by a very angry man wearing a suit. and, I need some help.
Please
He's
help.
threatening me.
He has a gun. Shoot on sight. So before I finished the call with the dispatch person for the police, a police car comes along. They're like, I don't know if they have like cameras, and they must have said something's fucking happened on the dual carriageway because
they pay attention to these things really carefully.
So the police literally just turned up, and this couple of absolute classic police officers, right? They had the little mustache. They had the really long legs, the really long skinny legs, and the big burly body with the tummy and everything. They're like classic bobbies, right? Even sure what should be the problem here? I was like, the car's broken down. He's like, all right, we're going to move you. We're just going to push you off the road. So just keep it in neutral. Just don't touch the brake. Just steer and we'll push. I was like, okay. And he said, now, where do you want to go? I said, well, I was going to go get some Chinese food. So can you drop me at that Chinese restaurant just down the road? So they sort of looked at each other and sort of shrugged and pushed the car. It was about 400 yards down the road to this Chinese restaurant so I could buy dinner. And they parked me up, and I called up Mrs. F, and I was like, I'd broken down because I was going to pick her up from the station. So she said, "Oh, I'll come and meet you there, and we'll eat in the car while we wait for the rescue guys." So the guy turns up, and he pops the bonnet, and he sort of shakes his head, and he's scratching it, and he comes around, and he said, "How old is this car?" I was like, 1986. And he goes, "And how many miles has it done?" And I was like, "Not many." And I explained the story to him, and he says, "Well, the problem is that there's like this central coil that all the electrics of the car run through, and it's just corroded by like sea salt. So
it's like a dead body.
It's like it's just like someone's used a skull as the main engine part here. But no, it was just like some coil or something that all the electrics go around.
The Jersey sea salt.
The Jersey sea salt had basically been festering away in there, and the immobilizer for the alarm had thought the car was being stolen. The car had suddenly panicked and said, "I'm being stolen," and just turned itself off. And so he had to rewire it. So the only way I could start the car from then on was to turn the headlights on, and then I could start the car because it was all on the same circuit. So if I tried to start it without having the headlights on, the car wouldn't turn on. So it was kind of weird. But yeah, it lasted a couple of weeks longer, and then we got another car. You also had to
tune the radio in to a very specific station.
Has to be radio free. I know that sucks. Has to be 3. Oh.
Sorry about this. It's the only way I could do the wiring, though. I have to hear the sultry voice of a radio drama.
Yeah. The weird thing was, it only had a tape deck. I didn't have any cassettes, but I went out and bought some from a charity shop.
Just to pause you for a moment, was that the day? This day sounds very stressful. Was this the day that when you got home and had a shower, you noticed hair coming out?
No, it was like
the first trigger.
This is the precursor.
No, it was fully balled by this point.
It wasn't too stressful. I mean, geez, no one got hurt. It was all right.
So you had tape deck. You bought some.
You went to you got some Chinese food, man. The cops dropped him off, and they were like, "Oh," he was like, "Oh, thanks, officers. Thanks for your help."
Fine.
And they turned to him, and they're like, "Hey, so what are you going to go in there and order?" And Pyrion sort of turned around, smirked, and he said, "A bowl of dicks." And then they looked at him with the stone-cold, stone-faced glare. And he's like, "Whatever, guys, I'm a cunt." And then he went off and had some Chinese food.
It's come full circle. Thank you.
Oh, man. But it was nice to go and buy tapes. You can get them in charity shops for like 5p. So I bought like Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, that album.
Hell yeah, good choice, man.
And I literally, that was the only cassette I had in the car.
I used to have the Ramones' "Rocket to Russia" on cassette tape in my car.
It was great.
That was really good.
I had I had that album just on repeat. Dun, 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 dun. I felt like so old in this old man's car. Old woman's car, driving around with my tape deck blaring. Oh, it was a beautiful drive.
That's fucking great, man.
So that was my first car.
I think they had like something like soul beats or something. That was like the one sort of tape we had in the car, and it was like
soul beats.
It was like an 1980s album of like kind of
right.
I don't know.
The holy way is up.
Just like that stuff kind of like that. Exactly. Man, because I crashed into someone in the back and got stuck on a roundabout. I just drove into this guy ahead of me, just like, it was clear. So I went and he didn't go. Totally fucked up his car. But I was in my first car, which was the Ford Galaxy, just a big minivan. So I just had no damage whatsoever.
Sweet.
But it turned out it was my old scout leader. I've told you that, haven't I? Weirdly. was my old scout leader.
Did they
So he knew
name
who
your
I was.
scout leaders after characters in the Jungle Book? Like, was it Baloo? Sorry, Baloo. You just like crash into them. I remember all of my Cub Scout leaders all had like fucking Jungle Book names.
Yeah, they had to. Yeah. Arcala was the leader.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think they all have it. It's like the requirement.
I crashed a car one time.
Well, did you learn in Canada?
No, I didn't learn. No, I learned over here.
Okay.
I didn't learn in Canada. So I learned how to drive over here. And actually, the dad van, the one that you've been in, I crashed that. It's the only time I've ever crashed a car.
I mean, I've crashed into a lot of stationary things. I've crashed into
that's exactly what I did.
And bins and fences and fucking you name it.
We were moving, and to save some money, I decided to move a bunch of stuff like manually, like myself. So we got the removal guys in to just do the really big furniture or whatever, and then a lot of like the sort of like shitty little things I just moved like in the car. So I had this like real honking load like inside in the car. It was like stacked right up to the ceiling, and there was shit like the minute I like started driving, stuff was like falling down and slipping off, and there was like an ironing board and like a bunch of shit. And so I'm driving down this like totally empty road. Okay, there's nothing on this road except for like a white trade van, a really beat up white trade van. It just was rusty. Fucking, it looked like it'd been in a war or something. It was just like really rough shape, and it was outside a house that was being refurbished, right? So it's like driving down this road, all this stuff starts fucking piling down, falling down. I'm like super tired and stuff. So I'm like turning around, putting my arm, trying to stop everything from sliding down to where like the gear stick was and everything. And I looked back for a split second, and then I fucking rammed right into this trade van. I was like, oh shit. So I fucking turned the car off quickly, and then I saw this guy and this woman running out of like the house that was being refurbished, and they're like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Like, what happened?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I've just got all this shit. I just got all this shit in my car. It's like falling everywhere, and I took my eyes off the road for like 2 seconds, and fuck, I'm sorry. I like ran into your car." They're like, "Fuck. We thought you blacked out or something." I couldn't believe it. It's like, no, I'm fine. And then the guy's face changed all of a sudden. He's like, "Oh, I think you've damaged my van." I was like, "You fucking serious? Like this is not the first time this van has been hit." He's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to exchange numbers for insurance and stuff." I was like, no fucking way. There's no fucking insurance claim. This car is not even insured. It can't be. It's a write-off. Like, how is this even on the road still? But he was adamant. He's like, no. Give me your phone number and stuff, and you might hear from me. I'll see what my mechanic says if you can't get the dents out. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it was surreal. That's the only time I've ever crashed a car.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've had 2 crashes. One, I was pulling onto a roundabout, and someone was in the inside lane, and they suddenly decided to turn to the turning I was turning into. So it's a roundabout with a ton of
scout
entrances.
leader?
No, I wasn't. But I hit this lady as she was coming off, and she was at such an acute angle that she must have winged it left at the very last second. Because as I'm turning left, it's my left outside corner that hits her car, and it just folds in the whole side of her car. So it was like holding a stick into a balloon and dragging the balloon along it. That's a terrible image, but I can't think of another one. But it just sort of crumpled. And they said it was my fault, and because I was so confused, it was my first accident. I was like, yeah, I guess it kind of was. But it clearly wasn't, thinking back. I was flummoxed. Yeah. But the other one, a white van went into the back of the car behind me, and that bumped into me. And she was in like the woman in the middle, she was in the sandwich, was just in this tiny little car that just completely smushed. And my car is like a big CRV. And all that happened was the rear tow bar got bent slightly, and my rear tire, the cover got scratched. That's it. Because my car's like a brick compared to hers. So she just went, and my car was fine.
Nice.
And the van was
like
fine.
Like an accordion.
Yeah. And she got out, she was like, ah, crying her eyes out. I had the baby in the back. The baby wasn't crying as much as she was. And, I mean, I felt bad for her because she was sandwiched. I mean, she must have thought, holy shit, my car's being crushed like an accordion.
It's like that Star Wars crusher.
It's terrifying. So she was upset, and the driver got out and said, you two are right? And I was like, yeah. And he said, oh, thank God for child seats, eh? Looking at the baby. I was like, yeah. And he's like had his phone in his hand, and I realized he'd been texting or whatever and just plowed into the back. Because we were stationary. We were just at the light. So he was obviously been looking at his phone and just went in the back. So he just said, full liability, I admit everything. Don't just take my details, it's fine. I was like, well, that's cool of him. But she was just like literally sobbing. I was like, God, I felt so bad for her.
Well, these are just
we were
shit
fine.
that happens, all like pretty routine stuff. Holy shit! Well, that was a really good podcast. I really, really enjoyed that. Have you got a bodega?
I have.
Whoa, it hasn't been like 3 hours yet, though. We're doing a marathon one to make up for last week.
I can't do a marathon.
I need some lunch.
Lewis is too tired from being.
It's a part 17 bodega if you want it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it then.
I'm up for it.
Bodega, part 17. I gave up on the Spanish. By the way.
Seventino.
Yeah,
just say Seventino.
El Seventino. We're closed, said Jargel Floop without looking up. He continued twisting his filthy bar cloth around inside of a wet pint glass and stared at the floor. Whoever was out there banging on the front doors could die of thirst for all he cared. It was late, he was tired, and he needed to spend all night worrying about the mountain of debt he faced. Bang, bang, bang! We are closed, he shouted. Something about the persistence made him nervous. Wasn't the feds. They rarely knocked. If it was smugglers or bandits, they would have blasted the doors open by now. Who the flav could be so desperate to drink at a dump like the Shit River Tavern at 4:15 flub in the evening? Bang, bang, bang! Floop threw down his bar cloth and took off his apron. If he was going to have words with somebody, he sure as hell wasn't going to do it wearing an apron. All right, friendo, you've ticked me off now. I don't know what's in your head, but if you're thirsty, you could try the... He froze as he reached the door. Through the glass, he could see him. Bodega! Bodega! Shouted Floop, unlocking the doors excitedly. Well, holy mungfish, get on in here! Got company. Hope that's all right, said Bodega, leaning on the door frame and tapping the dust from his shoes. Bodega, said Floop, smiling. He glanced past Bodega and saw a comically bemuscled man clad in a yellow jumpsuit, sporting a ridiculous red cape. Sure, get in here. Double the customers. That's fine by Floop. Oh, after your last visit, we kind of had a refurb. Changed the place up a bit. The Sperlupians are gone, said Floop cautiously. It wasn't a refurb. The strippers had quit because business was so bad. And the only person buying dances was Floop, and he was creepier than a Chungian midnight spider. Uh-huh, said Bodega. Gonna sit at the bar, said Floop. Not tonight. Got business, said Bodega, pointing at the freak in the jumpsuit. And bring us a couple of ales, whatever you got. They sat down at a table deep in a recess at the back of the room. Clearly their conversation wasn't for Floop's ears. He dropped the drinks off at their table and returned to the bar. Reaching beneath the counter, he tapped the small bugging control panel concealed there and inserted a tiny earbud into his left ear. Floop smiled sadly and whispered to himself, Sorry, Pod. Business is bad, and information about you carries a hefty price tag. He listened in. Where's the Flav RV? Just an old place I know, off the beaten track. Tan, this pains me deeply, but we gotta talk. Yeah, I know, I flaved up. Believe me, losing Majesta. About that. Majesta's one of the most powerful psychic entities I know, and I know a few. She sure as hell ain't getting kidnapped by a bunch of space pirates like you said. It wasn't just space pirates, it was Creme Slum Dump. There was a long pause. Floop was worried he'd lost the signal for a moment, but they carried on talking. Creme Slum Dump? Well, dang, Tan. I mean, far of me, this is bad. Yeah, I know. Creme Slum Dump? The self-appointed president of the universe, thought Floop? If the feds were after Bodega and this Tan fella, there might even be a big fat reward. He could turn this place around. Maybe even get a new place somewhere not in the middle of a desert. Get his beloved Sperlupians back. He hadn't seen a good pair of titties in 17 rotations. Tan, I know you and me got bad blood going back a long ways, but Majesta means more to me that she's my wife, Bodega. Don't forget that. She isn't going to fall in love with you again. She isn't going to leave me for a pipsqueak like you, and she is going to have my love child. There was another long silence. How can a woman with infinite powers look into your revolting soul and see anything worth parting her legs for? She said I have a good soul. Floop could hear Bodega's laughter even without the bugging device. Does she know all about the shit you pulled back on? Wait a minute. She's psychic. Of course she knows. So what the flower, man? I just don't understand women. It's that old business of ours, Bodega. Remember, there are zwei sides to every story, mein Freund. So far, this was nothing worth a damn. If Floop put in a call to the feds, they wouldn't get here in time to arrest Bodega. There had to be something juicy, something he could sell. Patience, Floop, patience. So what now? Well, here's the thing, Tan. First, we ain't Freunds. Second, Majesta don't need our help. If she wanted, she could just dematerialize right on out there or something. So when you say they took her, I can't wrap my noggin around it. Yeah, it's kind of a quandary. Hold up. You're not telling me everything, are you? There was another awkward silence. Floop was getting restless and nearly dropped a pint glass. 9. She kind of left Viscrem without even putting up a fight or anything. Did Majesta dump you for Krem? Did you attack my ship, cut a hole in it the size of your ego, drag me down here and make me buy you a drink because our mutual boo left you for an even bigger asshole? My ratings, Bodega. I haven't even done a vlog today. People are screaming at me on Space Twitter. They love Majesta almost as much as I do. Without her, I look like a loser. I don't give a darn flying flarv about your scrub-eating audience, Tan. Bill, you should. Said last episode where I busted up your stupid ship got great numbers. I'm so angry right now I think I might black out again. I need to win her back. She still has my child. She's still my wife. I want you to team up with me. We can let bygones be bygones. Put those old troubles behind us. All we need is to put our heads together and figure out a way to get Majesta back. Floop saw Bodega leave the booth he and Tan had been seated at, before turning back to berate the yellow jumpsuited goon. Floop quickly removed his earbud and hid it under the bar. It was bad enough being second in line behind a low-down, dirty, backstabbing murderer like you, Tan. But if you think I'm going to settle for third in line, you got another thing coming. Me and Majesta are through for good. And as for you and me, next time I see you, Tan, it'll be through the sights on my rifle. Bodega turned and strode towards the exit. Tan leapt out of the booth, chasing after him, grabbed Bodega's shoulder, and the long, lean desperado turned, laskin in hand, and held the barrel beneath Tan's chin. Whoa, easy, mein Freund, said Tan gently. Hey, watch the gunplay, folks, huh? Said Floop. Shut up, Floop, said Bodega, before looking Tan square in his beady eyes. I loved her, Tan. If she ever needs my help, she'll get it. But you're a no-good, murdering, backstabbing, thieving varmint who ain't worth a flarv-coated turd. Ain't nothing you could say could change my mind. So save your breath, spat Bodega. 1 billion skrells, said Tan. Bodega said nothing for a very long time. He squinted at Tan. He blinked twice. Half up front, he said finally. Deal, said Tan. Okay, let's go. And with that, they left. Floop sighed. They hadn't even paid for the drinks. The end.
Yay. That's great.
Man. That's a good one.
That
That's a
was
really good one.
I enjoyed that.
Fuck, I can't believe there's been 17
Yeah, I know.
bodegas now. That's crazy.
P-Fats, I really like that, actually. I like the way you did it. It's a tricky art, okay, to tell get exposition, get this sort of story out there in a way that is not like just two people talking, right? The whole having Floop's angle and stuff really made it just brought it out, made it a lot more interesting, added like a little bit more depth.
Thank you.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too.
You're doing fucking great job.
I'm proud of you, man.
Oh, you guys are the
very
best.
much enjoying these. Well, holy crap, that's all we got time for this week on Triforce.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
We'll be back next week.
And we'll see you next time next week.
Lewis is going to be huge.
Well, live on the road.
Oh, were you
gonna
guys
be
doing that on the
next
road?
week.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be here.
All
Okay.
right, good.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers, lads.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.